Hello. I haven't got the bright lights on because there's some rainbows in the room and, maybe we'll catch some, and with the bright lights it makes them dim. So, hair's still kind of wet from the shower. Sorry about that. I've got a journal from July 7th. I've got so many backed up, it's time to get some recorded. First one of that day, which was 3 Wind, the Mayan day, and it's called Insights into How You're Manipulated. That would be how we're manipulated. I've been doing rather more live recordings than usual lately. Some people like those better. Maybe many of you, I don't know. I'm not really too concerned with that though. Actually, that's not my motivation at all. As you may have already figured, I'm not here to please you. I'm here to please me, to answer a call coming from so deep inside it seems interdimensional. The depth of it seems almost infinite. Maybe it is. I think all light bearers have this deep internal pull or call, this connection. We usually don't know exactly what we're being pulled to or by. We just know when we hit something that satisfies that, how perfect that feels. Satisfaction isn't the word, it's too bland, too 3D. If you're in heart, though, if you've been there, you know what I mean. We know, well, when we come on these deep things we have trouble expressing, it may be in that we're in touch with other dimensions of our deep inner being. We're more than multidimensional, We're actually everything. Every place, everything, all that is, all that isn't, and then some. We're all that. We're the oneness of all of it, and we're probably fractal. That seems a good illustration that holds up when considering such things. We don't normally, if there is such a word as normal, which there isn't, but anyway, we don't normally have much awareness of these other aspects of our being. Other, what a word. No such thing as other. Talking is a pain. But, oh well, it's our main mode of communication for now. At least that's how it appears. It isn't really, for we're all quite functional on deeper and inner levels where we're also connected. We communicate from there quite as well, if not better, than from here. We receive each other, too, on those deep inner levels. We communicate all the time without knowing a thing. It's pretty funny. This whole gig here, 3D, is pretty funny itself, actually. But not until you begin rising above it. I admit, to be in it, identify deeply. One just can't see this. One's like a puppet controlled by the strings of what we identify with, by the nature of that. The emotions go one way, the mind goes many ways at once, and the body itself has its own way of being and doing and going. We're like silly putty in the midst of all that, and the humor is that we take it all so damn seriously. We'll laugh about that later, I'm sure, but for now, it's just one foot in front of the other as we sort through this stuff. A good bet, the best one perhaps, is not to range very widely at all from what's right in front of us. Source sees to it that we're presented with just what we need. While we don't yet realize that precisely, we will as the awakening proceeds. We're opening to be able to pick up wider frequencies, wider band or range of energies now make sense or are at least perceptible. Some don't know what to make of this. Some actually quietly think they are going crazy and keep quiet about what's happening inside. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of these are the ones that may be reading or listening here. Unfortunately, because it could help them lighten up on themselves and relax a bit more. Enjoy life. If you know any of these people, maybe find a way to drop a hint, pass the word, bring relief to the tension they feel. Maybe translate this into something they can be receptive to. Their tension affects all of us, you know. We've got to move away from thinking any one of us is separate, doesn't count, isn't interesting, isn't important. All of us are interesting, my friends. All of us are you. Quite literally that. That's what oneness means. Everyone counts quite a lot in the overall scheme of things. Had we been in awareness of this, the whole world could not now be what it is, with some people suffering so terribly and so many others of us unconcerned to various degrees. Now, don't condemn or get down on yourself or others. If you're observing right now, then just watch inner tendency to go that way. Just observe. Watch how the self, how the mind, it condemns, puts the guilt trip on so quickly. It is instantly there. But by just watching, observing, you begin to realize that's not you. That's just mind games. Those emotions you feel, see if you can pull back from them as well. Just observe. That's not to say don't feel them, just watch. If you do that, take this higher or more distant perspective. What it amounts to is not identifying. If you do that, you'll see what is acting there and realize that too is not you. If it was, how could you back off and observe it? Ponder that later. So, the point being here that each and every moment for each and every one of us is an experience of our own. You're not happy? How could you be until all aspects of you are loved and cared for the way you want to be? Even if you, for your 3D self, got the perfect arrangements, everything you ever wanted, perfect spouse, perfect house, great big bankroll, lovely kids, perfect job, or no need to work even, everything's perfect, even then you wouldn't be happy, friends. That's just chasing chimeras. It's not real, sad to say. Look deeply into the eyes of some of those rich people in their pictures. You won't find happiness there. Okay, so I keep stepping out of the journal and now I've lost my place. So, there we go. Sad because all of the energy everyone puts into this chasing of what will make them happy. We don't realize what we're doing and how we're being controlled. The controllers herd us into this way of being for their own purposes. They get us expending our energy in useless ways, running in circles, chasing our tail, chasing this chimera of 3D happiness, commercialism, and meanwhile, they're milking our energy, the very chi from our beings, and we're not even aware. Okay, some of you, watch that. Watch that resentment, that anger arising. Did you catch it? I did. Just take a look at it. No need to do, to think.